What is up, everybody? Today's the trade recap for August 17th, 2026. Intent took one trade on SpaceX for around a $3,000 win. So absolutely insane day. And in this video, I'm be going over, right, the setup I used on SpaceX, right? Well, I was looking at today, and also I'll be going over what the market today, right? Today, overall slow day besides the names are showing relative strength, right? So if you guys watched the weekly outlook, I talked about memory showing relative strength, right? If you guys in the Discord server, I talked about MU and SNDK being top watches for the day. So again, MU SNDK also had very nice moves as well. So SNDK especially, right? Kind of very simple move above that 5 range high plus pre-market high, but we're not gonna talk about that, right? You guys watch it weekly outlook, then you got the value. If not, then it is what it is, right? But anyways, so let's talk about SpaceX, right? This trade is absolutely, guys, this trade is absolutely a banger trade. I like, trust me, if I say trade's a banger, it's a banger. Maybe not P&L wise, because this is a 4-day expiration contract trade, because SpaceX only has doesn't have 0-day expiration, right? So it was Friday expiration contract. So even then, right, like what was it, 60% move on a 4-day expiration contract is pretty fucking insane, right? Because on 0-day that'd be like 200%, right? So like absolutely insane trade. And yeah, so I'll be going over my alerts first of all, and then I'll be going kind of in depth on the setup. And guys, you should stay tuned for the setup, because like this entry is pretty fucking insane, right? Because I'm using SPY, especially to my advantage, looking at low available liquidity sleep on SPY to get a good entry on SpaceX, which will show relative strength. So you guys can kind of see how I'm kind of, okay, I don't even know, bro. I'm just gonna just stop yapping, bro. The problem is I can't even talk about high level concepts, which are kind of like trick, like more difficult things, because like majority of traders won't understand what I'm saying. So like there's no any point in talking about, like, and besides, no one even watches these trader caps anyways. Like barely anyone watches. So I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. But I hopefully in the future they're used by someone that gets value. You never know. But anyways, yeah. So let me just do this real quick, guys. Hold up. Okay. So yeah, so what are we seeing today, right? So 811 coming to pre-market, open majority names opening within our previous day's range. So first 5 minutes will be important to see if QQ can reclaim previous high level. Memory names like MU and SDK are showing relative strength. So this is the main watch for the upside, right? And these ones actually end up moving very nicely as well. So nothing else on tech is standing out. So let's just wait for strong buyers. And then yeah, so 841 SpaceX calls on watch. Why am I watching this one? Strong price action relative strength, right? QQ spike consolidating, all techniques consolidating. Well, this was breaking out previously high level plus pre-market high. Higher time frame is also bullish, right? This was showing relative strength, kind of an obvious kind of to keep an eye out for. So what I want to see here, simply a nice pullback and a good risk reward, right? I want to see a nice breaking retest off either one of these fair value gaps. And so 848 still watching SPY bounce off previously low. So guys, look at these, bro. First of all, I don't want to be known as an alert. So I don't want to be known as alerts, right? I'm here to teach, right? I don't want to be an alert kind of type of guy. But guys, like look at this beauty. Like still watching here, SPY bounce off previously low. So what am I expecting here on SpaceX? I want to see SpaceX show a reaction off one of these fair value gaps, right? Show that we're kind of making the higher high, higher low. And what am I looking at for extra confirmation? I'm looking at SPY bouncing off previously low level, and technically also QQ bouncing off pre-market low levels as well here, right? But I'm looking at SPY specifically because I'm looking at that previously low level, right? Whereas QQ kind of previously low is all the way down here. So I'm looking at a reaction on SPY's previous day low level, right? So I'm looking to kind of see liquidity sweep and kind of reversal on SPY, so I can get a good entry on SpaceX, and this one can kind of show a nice break and retest, right? So that's what I'm kind of looking at. And this is a harder entry model kind of match, right? This is one of the strategies. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about that. Never mind. But anyways, so 848, right? In SpaceX calls. Look at 848 still watching SPY here bounce up pretty level, right? And in the exact same time frame, right? In SpaceX called high rate TP1. And honestly, this is actually not right. It should have been a 147 TP1. That's actually when I first scaled. But anyways, yeah, so actually should have been 147 TP1. Rise kind of in a hurry said high rate TP1 because it's had a very big pop. Anyways, so yeah, so 147 was actually when I scaled. Anyways, 15%, right? Very insane move off that. Like this entry I got was literally insane. Absolutely insane move on this. Like I've already entered a very nice pop. And why is this big pop happening, guys? You have to understand why the big pop happening. It's because I wait for SPY to sweep low of day. I wait for SPY to sweep low of day. So this candle at that 848 ended up showing like this ended up pushing SpaceX to break above that kind of key pivot level 146. So like I'm telling you, that small little thing I did literally has helped me get such a good entry on this trade, where my premiums, like the entry was such a good entry on this trade, like literally such a good entry. Like it's normal, like I don't even know, bro. I'm just glazing myself, but like such a good entry, right? You guys can kind of see why. And I'm not even like I'm like look, there's like look, I'm like calling it out too. Like y'all don't understand how crazy this is, right? No other Discord servers, trading servers you'll see, you will not see a single trading server call out something like this in depth. You will never see any of that anywhere. I guarantee. I literally guarantee you'll never see anything like that. A little 99.99999% trade servers will literally say in calls here this no stop loss or 20% stop loss, but they don't give the exact amount, right? I want to be known as a teacher, but anyway, okay, I'm just yapping too much, bro. I mean, anyways, bro, like literally, like absolutely insane entry, right? And yeah, I mean, SNK as well, right? If you guys watch the trade recap, this one had a very, very nice kind of 1740 reclaim, right? Very nice entry on this name. If you could enter in on the retest, right, this candle, I think the risk reward was very, very good on this trade. So both SNK and SpaceX, both very nice names to trade, right? SNK might have been a little bit harder to trade because I know these contracts are fucking expensive as shit, right? Like, let's not even lie here. These contracts are crazy, like literally crazy, right? So you have to buy like 35 out the money to even buy like a cheap contract, right? But anyways, yeah, so and then this one ended up having a very nice move. So again, what is the entry model on this trade? Right, I don't want to talk too much about it, to be honest, but simply, right, break, retest, reaction on fair value gap, wait for a liquidity sweep off SPY, right, showed, I want to see SPY at least show a strong reaction off that key area, right, and then you simply had your reward, right? I know this name has relative strength, and yeah, that's literally all that happened, right? Even if you enter late on this trade, even above this candle, right, of course you would have to adjust your stop loss on this trade, but again, very, very nice move to those areas in the higher time frame which you want to see get swept. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that is literally like the most A plus step you can literally see. I'm gonna be honest, literally the most A plus step you can see, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest, like today's a trash day. Normally, if I was not looking at SpaceX, which guys, it's my first time trading SpaceX. I'm gonna be honest, my first time trading SpaceX, I think. I'm 99.99% sure it's my first time trading SpaceX. But yeah, so like literally, like besides SpaceX and SNK, right? But bro, there's no decent like everything else consolidation, right? Besides SpaceX, besides memory, right? Tesla chop, Nvidia chop, Amazon actually. Again, yeah, this is chop. This is chop. Technically, you might be able to get an entry if you like are scalping, but again, overall chop, right? You know these other names right here, right? Google chop. Damn, what happened to Meta? I mean, this Meta's not chop, but like that's an unusual move, right? Meta is just dumping, right? I think Meta has a lawsuit or something. That's why it's dumping. There has to be some sort of news. I think I saw some news literally like 3 minutes ago about Meta and something to do with lawsuits. I'm not really sure on Meta, but yeah, Meta actually had a decent move, but it's a little bit hard to capture because I like long names usually, right? Palantir consolidation. So a lot of names there's consolidation, also fall QQ and SPY, right? Again, even Apple. This is such sharp price action, right? So again, like very, very nice move on SpaceX. Very, very good trade. Like literally, my entry was absolutely insane. Damn, what the fuck? You know, what had this had a very nice move as well, right? Look at that, like very, very good. Sure, we're off this kind of break above that kind of consolidation. So we have pre-market high, 5 range high, marker zone out. Yeah, no, I mean, there's some very nice setups on memory today. And guys, the most important thing is just understand which sectors are strong, right? I'm coming today telling you guys memory strong, SNK, MU, of course, also Q's SKNX as well, right? But like that's all memory, right? And memory sector as well. But also coming to the market open, right? I don't know for sure if SpaceX is going to show strong price action. So I'm waiting for the first 5 minutes to see if we're reclaiming our previous high level, if we're showing big, strong green candles, right? That sounds kind of sus, but you know, bullish market structure, right? And yeah, I mean, I'm just yapping a shit ton, but that's pretty much it. I mean, just literally a solid trade. Like, guys, this is literally like don't get me wrong. The P&L is nothing crazy, right? Nothing. The P&L is not crazy, but that's because it's a 4-day expiration contract, right? If it was a 0-day expiration, this would be a 10K plus day, right? Like, but of course, fortunately, right, SpaceX like doesn't have 0-day expiration contract, so you know it is what it is. But anyways, just literally insane trade, insane entry, insane patience, right? And that's what happens when you guys kind of align everything together, right? You get consistency. That's literally the end goal in trading is consistency, right? Just find sectors that are showing relative strength, find another showing relative strength, get a good risk reward, and let the trade play out. And that's literally how trading is. Literally, that's literally 99% of trading. I'm gonna be honest, right? Um, and yeah, I mean, did I miss anything? I think I didn't miss anything. Like, bro, bro, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, like I don't think I understand how insane this call out is. Like, still watching SPY bounce off previous level, right? So I'm waiting for SPY to bounce off previous level. I want to see reaction off one of these fair value gaps, and like absolutely insane. Right? When I see SPY showing that strong candle, strong buy stepping out of the fair value gap, right? I entered SpaceX calls because my risk reward is gonna be really, really good, right? My risk reward is simply gonna be break below that 145 whole psychological number plus that fair value gap, right? Which is gonna be this right here. So you guys have to understand how to pair whole psychological numbers plus confluences, right? I didn't even have to mark it out, right? It's not marked on the chart because I already know it's there, right? But it's 155 plus fair value gap, strong buy stepping up, SPY sweeping low of day. So there's so many confluences stack up on this trade, right? Oh, and the most important thing is no, this the most important thing is not those confluences. It's the risk to reward. Right? I knew if I had to break below this fair value gap, right? Actually, the risk would have been right below here, been like below here. Right? I knew if we break below here, what would end up happening? That means SPY would end up probably breaking back below low of day. My thesis would have been broken, and I would have taken a trade or I've taken a loss on that trade, which think about a 4-day expiration contract. Your loss is probably max 10% on this trade, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Even if you enter off this first very rally gap reaction here, right? If you not do not wait for SPY confirmation, QQ confirmation, right? Your still reward is still really good, right? I feel like even if you buy up there, right, you're still down maybe 10, 12%, 13, 14% max because it's a 4-day expiration contract. So there's a lot of leniency when it comes to kind of later date expiration contracts, right? I usually trade 0 days or 1 day expiration, but guys, when you trade 4-day expirations or like longer day expirations, the restore is so simple. Like it's kind of simple. Like that's easy as trading as possible, right? That's why like I will never tell a beginner to go in 0 day expirations. Like if you're a beginner trader and you're the first thing you do is 0 day expiration contracts, like that's literally the worst thing you can do possible because you're a beginner trader. You're gonna get absolutely railed on 0 day expiration, right? Like you should be trading longer dated expiration so that data is easier, so you can kind of understand how the price action works, market works, your strategy, learn the strategy, right? Learn how But yeah, holy yap fast, what the hell? 10 minutes long. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, just an absolute bang of a day, right? Literally bang of a day. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, join the Discord down below. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And wait, why is this adjusted? And yeah, that's the trade. Peace.